Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the City of Quinte West Committee of Adjustment meeting. The committee is made up of 5 members. I'm a public member. My name is Harm Zelstra. I'll be the chair this evening, and on my immediate left is public member Doug Phillips, and on his left is public member Paul Lafferty, and David Jesse got called away at the last minute, so he's absent. And on our far left is Councillor Jim Allier. Kelly West is the manager of planning and acting committee of adjustment coordinator. Because this is a hearing under the Planning Act, when the committee gets to the applications for consideration, each application will be brought up in the order listed on the agenda with an opportunity for public input given prior to discussion and consideration by the committee. If you wish to make a comment, please raise your hand to be recognized by the chair. If anyone wishes to receive a copy of one of the notices of decision, please use the pad of paper provided by the sign-in sheet to indicate your name, mailing address, or email address and which decision you would like a copy of, and it will be sent to you. If anyone has not signed in on the sign-in sheet, please do so, as this is used for the minutes of the meeting. Could I have any disclosures of pecuniary interest this evening? Hearing none. Approval of the agenda. Moved by Jim, seconded by Doug. All in favor? Carried. And approval of the minutes of August the 8th, 2024. Moved by Paul, seconded by Doug. First application is consent application B24-24M. The owners are Richard and Julie Lang. Alex Foster is the agent. Legal description is part lot 21 and 22, concession A, 64 Powerline Road in Murray Ward. The purpose of the application is to sever a parcel of developed land which would create a retained vacant lot. The severed would have a frontage of 27.12 meters, a depth of 139.2 meters, an area of 1.1 hectares, and the retained would have a frontage of 619.3 meters, a depth of 882.5 meters, and a total area of 43.3 hectares. Any comments or concerns from the public regarding this application? Is Alex Foster here, or a representative? No? Okay. So we turn this one down, guys? Any comments or concerns from the committee? Can I get a mover?
I'll move it.
Moved by Jim, second by Doug. That application B24-24M by Richard and Julie Lang to sever a parcel of land at 64 Powerline Road, part lots 21 and 22, concession A, in the former township of Murray is hereby approved, subject to the following conditions. 1, that a registered survey for the severed parcel be submitted to the city. 2, that a draft transfer for the severed parcel be submitted to the city. 3, that the tax account for the subject property be paid up to date. 4, that parcels of that a zoning bylaw amendment be in effect for both the severed and retained parcels. And 5, that the applicant enter into an agreement with the city written and registered on title by the city solicitor at the applicant's cost, addressing the owner's obligation to notify any purchaser of the inability to construct a dwelling on the retained lot. And 6, that The applicant provides an updated survey which indicates the location of the septic distribution bed and its locational distance from the new property line, along with a north arrow on the site plan. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Next application is consent application B 25-24M. The owners are Bryce and Bonnie Milligan. Legal description is part lot 13, concession 4. The address is 127 Gunter Settlement Road in Murray Ward. And the purpose of the application is to sever a parcel 2.43 hectare lot from a 15.5 hectare lot located at 127 Gunter Settlement Road. The proposed consent would create one new vacant lot, which would be developed with a single detached dwelling in the future. The severed lot would have a frontage of 95.67 meters, a depth of 72.2 meters, an area of 2.34 hectares. And the retained would have a frontage of 115.01 meters, a depth of 548.7 meters, and a total area of 13.16 hectares. Any comments or concerns from the public regarding this application? Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. I'm Alicia Dunford. I'm at 46 Downs Road.
Can you speak up,
Oh,
please?
sorry. Alicia Dunford, 46 Downs Road, so I'd be right next door to that vacant lot. You answered my one question, residential. I was just concerned if it was going to be commercial or business. And then I guess my question is, because I've never dealt with anything like this, is the security of my well when a house is built next door.
I'm sorry, the question?
I just don't know how this works. So what happens if a resident, like if they build a house, I've never had an issue with my well, and then I say I do have an issue with my well. Where do I go and what do I do?
They should have their own well, yes.
Oh, I understand they'll have their own well. I just know down the road at Cardinal Court, when they built that whole section, those wells went dry.
Yeah.
I'm just asking if I ever have a concern with my well, who do I go to?
Okay, Kelly, can you elaborate on that a little bit? I know that's a hard thing to answer.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is a hard thing to answer. Wells are kind of one of those things that it's up to the homeowner. Nobody, like, in the municipality regulates that. Our staff recommendation is for denial because it creates strip development. There's already a lot of houses along that way. So I think if the committee is leaning towards approval and going against staff recommendation, we do have policy in our official plan that would require them to produce a hydrogeological study to demonstrate that the installation of a new well and septic on that lot wouldn't affect the neighbors in the area, which we have used that committee, that policy in the past. So I might suggest that we could put that as a condition,
Yeah.
if
I'm
you
not
so
in
lean towards
denial
that.
of it. I'm not, I just want to cover my bases as being the neighbor and being there 15 years with nobody around me. Just make sure that we're okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
yes, sir?
We've already had the well witched, and it's further back, at the back of the field where the house would be built. Their well's at the front. I'm your neighbor.
Can you come to the mic though, so that everybody can hear? Can you come to the mic?
Mr. Milligan, I assume?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Like our property that we're severing, we've had it witched for water, which is further towards the back of the lot.
yeah.
And this lady's well is towards Downs Road, so
I know it's a fairly big lot as far as, this type of severance is concerned, so, yeah,
Exactly.
okay. Any other comments,
Well,
concerns?
I'm going to support it, Mr. Chairman. It meets all the criteria with the exception that it's strip development. And I know we're still dealing under the old official plan, but the new one, I don't think even, I think there's a little more flexibility in that, and I don't see that we should turn this down personally in that regard because it's got good access off of Downs Road if they so need that. And it's more or less, I would say, the last lot before you could get to County Road 40 at the end of that property if you're going to develop it in there. So, and it already has the proper zoning and everything. And to me, it meets all the criteria with the exception of the, I guess, strip development designation. But I would support it with the condition, just to be on the safe side, to make sure that the neighbors are, comfortable with the water. And I do know Cardinal Court, when it was done, it would never have been allowed today because it's not a service subdivision like what we require nowadays. And I think the houses are even clustered worse in there, maybe the ones along Downs Road. But I do know the old Murray Township office straight across, they always had water problems there. And then when they did get water, it was always heavy with iron and everything. It was never very good quality. It still isn't because Lower Trent's there. And I know they use it mostly just for the washrooms and stuff, but they don't drink it or anything. It's not good in that regard, so, but I'm not sure. I'm sure the quality of water's maybe good at your place. Just come forward and
Hi, I'm Bonnie Milligan. I'd just like you to know that this property won't be sold. It'll be remaining in the family, and it'll be the fourth generation to live on the farm. So if there's ever any questions or anything, they're not going to have to deal with strangers. They'll be dealing with us. So, just to be clear, it's not going to be sold to somebody outside the area. It's going to be retained by the family.
okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. My opinion, we've got two battling jurisdictions here. We got the province saying there's no issue with it, and then we're dealing with the official plan, which I understand is due for renewal shortly. And as Jim mentioned, it meets all the other criteria. Nobody else has got any concerns with it. And it is the last location on Downs Road that can be severed or developed. So I don't see it being a problem. And with the condition that we would like to put in for hydrological study, to be on the safe side, it shouldn't be an issue, but there is a cost concern there.
I'll second that.
Doug?
Second,
Oh, you second it? Okay.
with the amendment put in
Yeah,
for the
okay.
study.
Okay, so then you want me to write something quickly, I should have. Talk amongst yourselves.
They are secretaries just writing up a new list of issues. And she's new at this job, so, you know.
So did we put that? It's subject to subject to So you'll have to read out like the similar ones, right, that we always have. That the survey be produced, that registered survey for the separate parcels, draft transfer, and the tax account, so these ones.
Hearing
And,
bylaw doesn't have to be,
bylaw doesn't have
No.
to be, no. And that, applicants submit studies to the satisfaction of the city. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
We can read this, sort of all
Trying
this
to.
part, and then 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
and then 4 is the hydrogen.
okay, all right, got it. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that application B 25-24M by Bryce and Bonnie Milligan to sever a parcel of land at 127 Gunter Settlement Road in the former township of Murray is hereby approved, subject to the following conditions. One, that a registered survey for the severed parcel be submitted to the city. Two, that a draft transfer for the severed parcel be submitted to the city. Three, that the tax account for the subject property be paid up to date. And four, that applicants submit a hydrological study to the satisfaction of the city. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Have any other business come before this committee? Hearing none. I have a motion to adjourn. Moved by Jim, seconded by Paul. All in favor? Carried. Thank you.